All right, we are live. It's always hard to get that set up before it goes on. Sorry about that. All right, so got several things to work on here today. Oh. All right, so a couple of Wusthof little knives here that need cleaned up. This one actually has a broken tip, so we'll be dealing with that. I don't really know that much about these. These don't look... I thought Wusthof was like a high-end. This must be like a readily available Wusthof. And then we've got a couple of knives from Hampton Forge that need cleaned up. And then this is from my kitchen. This is a little steak knife, and when I pulled it out of the dishwasher, it was all rusty. And then this one is from the video the other day. It was sitting on the bench, and so it snuck into the picture. We are done with him. Okay, let's get started here. So I'm going to freehand this one. I've been wanting to freehand more. Maybe both of these I'll freehand. And, boy, that one is bent as well. Interesting. Okay, so we have a bent tip, a broken tip, some Wusthof, and then some rust. Let's start with the rust, I think. I think I have sandpaper and everything over here. I do. Okay, let's start on the rust. I'm just going to clamp this. It's going to just barely be off camera. So I've been doing this the last couple of knives here where I just kind of... You could also just clamp it up in the on the knife sharpener, but we're going to just clamp this lightly right there. And we're going to start off with some 600 grit, and we're just going to remove this rust. Shouldn't take but just a second. So the high parts right there definitely take, you can see how that changed. The high parts definitely take kind of a beating when you do this. So I'm going to follow up with this is 2000 grit and help kind of eliminate that. This will kind of polish things back up. I don't know if you can see that, but it pretty much instantly just takes away that kind of rough looking spot, because this 2000 is actually polishing. Now on this particular brand of knives, this, like I said, this one's from my kitchen here, I've noticed that it has some really crazy striations in the metal, and it doesn't, when you put a high polish on it, it just doesn't really take it very well. Okay, so that's pretty good for that. We're going to check the other side. I don't think there was. Oh, there's a little bit over there. I might just do the 2000 on that one. Need a quicker clamp. All right, so here in just a second, I'm going to get the comments up here. I have no idea if anyone's watching yet. I can't see the screen. If you do have any questions, go ahead and shout them out. Let me know if you're here and you're watching. That's cool. So it's a little weird. Ordinarily, I would be at work today. Be coaching something somewhere, but that does not exist right now with everything shut down. So we're going to sharpen knives. Okay, let me see if I can get the chat up here. Okay, so we're going to take this steak knife and just quickly, actually that might be a good one to freehand as well. We might want to do that as well. Let me see if we want to just do that. Oh, hey, we do have a couple comments on here. Looks like our friend Edgar has said, "What's up?" and asking me about the Blitz. Someone asked me about the Blitz in a video just the other day, and I didn't. I had to go look it up. I didn't know what it was. For whatever reason, Tech Studios is not sending me emails, and I had not heard anything about it. So it's kind of weird. So I went and watched probably the same video that everyone's watched on it because there's just not that much out there. I guess now they're kind of shipping. It looks like a good. It looks like a good unit. I don't think that I'll be in the market for one just because I kind of have what I like, I guess. So I don't know that I'll be in the market. It looks really cool though. I mean, if they want, I've talked, and I think that the people from Tech Studios profile watch my channel. I've gotten several comments and emails from them that I don't know how they would have got that other than the channel. So if you guys are watching, appreciate it. If they want to send me one, I'll definitely check it out. For what I do, I don't know that I would do anything else. I don't know. It looks cool though, and if you're just getting into this, that might be a pretty darn good spot to start. Of course, I sat down and I don't have a towel. Oh, there's one right there. That'll work perfect. Ooh, all right. All right, so I hope that answers your question there, Edgar. Let's do we'll do the course. So I don't do probably enough freehand stuff. I need to do more. I'd like to get better at it. And right now I just have this stone out. So this is the one that we use for all sorts of stuff. We're going to, I don't have any damage. I just want to tune it up. So we're on the course here, and I'm just going to go through this a few times, see where I'm at on my angle. Yeah, coarse stone and cheap metal. Nice combination. I actually was wanting to use oil on this stone, and I just went to water. Let me see if I can switch here, because I've been meaning to go back to using oil on this stone after I cleaned it out the other day. I found that this type of stone just does better with the oil. Now, it's not bad with water, but okay. That looks really nice. So if you're still here, Edgar, are you at work? Are you off work? What are you up to today? I think Edgar, if I'm not mistaken, I think you have been, I think you've commented on videos for a while now, if I'm not mistaken. I think I remember your name. I used to make, all my videos used to be about guns, about AR-15s and Berettas and all that. I don't do any of that anymore because YouTube demonetized every single video on my channel. And I actually lost monetization for about a year, which I never made any money on YouTube anyway. It wasn't about that. I just kind of gave up on it. Because it does take a lot of time to produce, and it was nice to get 15 or 20 bucks a month for something I was kind of having fun doing anyway. So it does take the motivation out for me a little bit, just because I got other things to do. Now, right now, I have nothing else to do. So let's go, YouTube. give me a thumbs up because I'm home from work. Now look at that thing. That thing has a bent tip as well. That is the third. I just noticed that it was dragging a little bit different. What in the world are we doing with these knives? I'm going to attempt to just barely pop that guy back. Just with a pair of needle nose pliers here. I guess I'm not on camera. I'm sorry, guys. All right. Well, that just happened. I was so softly pulling that back and I just freaking broke it. All right, so hey, he's also unemployed. Yeah, all good, man. All right, so I just broke this knife. Yeah. I don't know if it was on camera or not. I was just moving in front of the camera and realized that gosh dang it. So, I guess that we just created ourselves a new project. They say in the knife business that there are no mistakes. There's just smaller knives. Well, heck, let's I got a bench grinder right here. What the heck? Let's reprofile this thing. Oh my gosh. All right. Going a different direction here than what we thought we were going to go. I keep this bench grinder right here on my workbench, and I actually don't have it bolted down. So I just move it to right here. If you've watched, any of the videos, my restoration videos, you'll probably see that it's just setting right here with the all right, do I have safety glasses? I do have safety glasses. Hang on one second. Okay. Let's get this bench grinder up here. There are no mistakes. Just smaller knives. So, what industry are you unemployed from? I bet the audio on this is going to be terrible. Man. Normally when I film with this bench grinder, I move away. I just don't want to shake the camera too much. I'm going to try to just barely move this back a little bit, because it just goes crazy. All right, sorry about that. I try not to move it because I know it's annoying. Okay, so here's our situation. We are going to grind this in and just take this point up to there, basically. And then we'll probably have to put it on the Tech Studios and re-profile it. So, all right, giddy up. That's kind of an interesting. So I need to be careful not to mess up the temper. So I'll try to keep it cool here. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but if the audio is just terrible with this bench grinder, I have another project I can move to. So please say something. I don't know, I might just do something like that. It's not bad. Let's take a look at this. I think that's fine. I think I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, it's a Tanto. It's the baddest steak knife on the block. See if I can make my life a little bit easier here. It's gonna be brutal on the. All right, good. So now we've got a. Yeah, I should have done a flat 45 degree right there and just. That would have been fun. All right, so we're gonna go to the Tech Studios. We're gonna stop the freehand. I could definitely do it freehand. I think I can do it faster and maybe better on here. All right. So on the live streams, I usually mention that this is the part that I usually cut out of the videos because getting this lined up takes a little bit of time. Also, one of the reasons why I was going to try to go freehand because the setup is a little quicker. Do you have a Tech Studios machine, Edgar? Or how did you find out about the Blitz? Just from probably I think it was Simple Little Life or something like that YouTube channel. That's the one that I went to go see. And I found out about it, when someone asked me about it in the comments of one of the other videos. Mine is, I looked it up. My machine, it was right when they switched over from the KO1 to the KO2, and mine was a KO2, but it has no options. Like, it doesn't have, like, I got my own base. In fact, I'd like to make a new base for it as a project here at some point. We're going to move in here a little bit closer. Get you back where you were. So, it came with this base. Mine didn't come with a circle. It just came with this, and then I've screwed this to a board that I have positioned that I can clamp. And then also they had the one that had the detents that allowed you to go back and forth just by pulling out, and mine is a manual connection, which I don't mind at all. It doesn't bother me in the slightest to have a manual connection there. I don't. If I were like a commercial sharpening shop or something, I wouldn't do that. But the Blitz looks really like it looks like it would have been a better machine that I maybe should have gotten, but they just didn't have it. I got my machine in November of 16, I think. So I've had this for a while. And for a while, I was the only one who had videos on it, other than, the Wrangler Star video, which is where I found out about it. I was one of the first ones to get it because I ordered it before that show was even over when he was telling about it. You do have a KO2. Yeah, the Blitz is the new thing. I'm curious as well. Do you make videos on your channel, Edgar? If you do, I'm sorry I haven't seen them. So you have one real similar to mine, I guess. Oh, we messed up our angle from the other day. We did that big chunky knife the other day. A chunky tactical knife. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, we'll get to work here. We've got some ground to make up. That's a really stubby point on there. So you have the KO2, so you must have one pretty similar to mine, because I believe mine is a KO2 as well. And I think I'm going to get a few new stones. Well, if I go back to work, I'm gonna get a few more. So I'm not buying anything right now. I think I'm gonna get a few new stones. There's nothing wrong with mine. In fact, I just flattened them out the other day. I've got a little 600 grit little lapping bar. I don't know where that is. I just used it, and I got them nice and flat. I probably should do a video on that. I realize I should just make a video on just about everything, just because it might help someone somewhere and not doing much else. Yeah, this works great for my needs. I just hobby, neighbors, and then of course making some videos. Oh, you made a 16-second video. Funny. Um, I think I uploaded my first video in like 2015, maybe like 5 years ago. And back then, you could make videos about guns and you could get a lot of views, and it was going really well, and it was pretty easy. And now, like, man, my videos now get, I mean, I'm lucky if they get 100 views. And then I don't know if you saw I made a video about how to make hand sanitizer, and my wife recommended that I just shoot it as a video because I was making it in the kitchen. And of course, she's the one who told me the recipe. We Googled it, and she said, do this, this, and this. And I'm like, well, that's super easy. I could make that video really quickly. And then it turns out I made a bunch of people mad, but I haven't deleted the video. I can't change the part that she doesn't like. This lady giving me a hard time. I can't change the part. I tried to edit it out, and I can't. But all of the comments and stuff reflect the record correctly here. All right, so Edgar, I did a restoration video on a shovel that was really awesome. I spent a week on that thing, and I mean, hours to edit it and film it, and I was so proud of it. And I sent it to a bunch of my gardening buddies because it was actually a master gardener friend of mine. I'm a Texas master gardener, and one of my gardening friends, it was hers, and so she showed it to a couple people, and I got a couple of views, but like I'm still at like 40 views, and it's like, man, I worked for a week on that for 40 views. I think it's a pretty good video. I mean, I'm not like an editing genius or anything, but I thought it came out pretty well. Yeah, so I'm just not saying any words about the I heard that they have taken the PEW. I've heard that also hits. So I don't know if it's true or not. I'd actually like to make a video and test what's actually true. But I think what could be true for my channel is not true for everyone's channel. So that just further complicates the issue. I mean, I guess I don't really care if it demonetizes, but again, it's like, hey, you're not going to get your 46 cents this month that you were going to get. Okay, so I feel pretty good about that right there. We're going to go down. I'm going to go down one here. And we'll check it. If there's any spot where it's not, where the two bevels aren't touching or something like that, you got to go back now and fix it because it's just not worth it later. Yeah. See the subscribers. I think you're a subscriber. The subscribers haven't even seen it. I'm convinced that YouTube just doesn't send it out. I mean, I have like 1,200 subscribers or something like that, which is, I understand that's tiny, but when I go and look at my statistics, it says like, I mean, I could pull it up on my phone and show you right now. It's like 90-something% of my viewers are unsubscribed. Like 98 or 99% of my views are unsubscribed, which is crazy. I don't know. YouTube's whatever. All right, so we got the rust knocked off this guy. We broke the tip. We fixed the tip. And now we're putting an edge on here. Something that we can be proud of. We've got contact all the way down. I feel like that's pretty smooth. This cheap steel really takes a nice edge on the stone. All right, we're at 2014 microns, which is 20/14, not 2014. So I have a neighbor who either has, or I don't know, they might be there now, who either has or is going to drop off a box of kitchen knives that need sharpened. And so that will be my project for this evening. I'm going to spend some time on that, try to make the video look cool. Man, that just goes so fast. There are benefits of cheap steel. The speed and taking care of them. The edge on here won't last a month, but it's easy to fix. Okay, so I think next we're going to freehand. Well, I guess since I got the Tech Studios open. Okay, so next let's work on the Wustofs, because I think those will not take very long. In fact, I think they might be a single bevel. That Scandinavian single-sided bevel. Yeah, that's great. That's fine. That looks good. I bet we can do those Wustofs really quick because they look pretty thin and flexy. All right, we'll see if my wife knows or can figure out that this was broken. I mean, I guess I'm not hiding it from her. We'll see if she notices. Okay. All right, so there's finished product. I don't know, that's not too bad. I feel like we removed the rust. It looks nice and shiny. And we broke the tip, but we fixed the tip. Okay, let's try the... Oh, I guess I should have fixed the tip on this Wusthof too when I had it on the wheel. Let me just do that real quick. I'm not gonna move it because I don't want to. Let me just do this real quick. I think I can do it real quick. It's not nearly as big as the other one was. Yeah, I need to figure out if this is a... No, there's a bevel on both sides. That guy is wicked sharp on the end. So this knife was here for the repair. So we knew that was happening. Do I dare do this again? I feel like I'm not doing anything wild here. I've done this before. It's just ever so at the end. I wasn't cranking on it. I promise. Okay. sorry guys. Okay, sorry about that. Again, that's the part I would edit out because I kick it all the time when I'm making videos. Okay, we're gonna hop on the coarse stone. We're gonna put this little Wusthof in the machine. Yeah, let me know what you think about the shovel. If you're here and you're watching this on the replay, go back and watch my shovel restoration video. It's pretty cool. And it's an old shovel that like is beautiful. It deserved a new life. Or it didn't deserve to die. It deserved to live on. All right, Wusthof. Let's see how we do. I don't know. This is so thin. I don't know that the angle is gonna matter. This is the skinniest blade that I've ever had on here. Again, I thought Wustofs were a high-end knife. I mean, that's pretty much all that's going to take. I just love that sound. So, Edgar, you have a very similar machine to what I have here. What do you do different than what I do as far as like, do you spray with water? You know, do you keep your stones right here? What kind of base do you have? Like, is yours different? Like, or even like, I seem to always go this way when the knife is pointing this way, and when it's going that way, I use my right hand. Just curious about that. There's really not a lot of people who make videos on this, and so I'm kind of limited to what I see other people do. I did come across a guy who left a comment on a video. I'm in North Texas, and this guy, it turns out, has this similar model to me, and he's probably like 15 miles from me. And we messaged and exchanged information and stuff. I think we're even Facebook friends or something, but we've never gone anywhere with that. I guess what do? You come over and you bring your knife sharpeners and have a knife sharpening party? I don't know. Let me set our bump up here a little bit. I think that's about all I need to do on this course. I've been looking at a more scientific way of determining the sharpness of an edge. And there's several different ways to do that. A couple different machines that use these little wires. There's a channel called Project Farm, I think. Project Farm. And he tests like all sorts of things. Motor oil and which duct tape is the best and which product is the best at removing rusted bolts and test super glues. And so anyway, he did a couple of knife sharpening things, and I'm a subscriber on his channel anyway, but YouTube definitely wanted me to watch it because I always watch knife sharpening videos. And he had a little machine that, like, you take, let's say that this is like a scale, and you put this little wire thing on there, and you set the edge of the knife down, and you push down until the wire breaks. And then however many grams of pressure it takes, they have calibrated to a sharpness edge. And it goes from like a razor sharp to, you know, a butter knife, I guess, is what the range is. But it's pretty cool. So I looked at them. They're like $400. So I'll have to save my YouTube money for a long time to get that. But I will do it. Maybe this summer. Provided I have a job. I don't know how much money you can make being a live streamer. There's not much interest. We got 2 people watching the live stream today. Sorry, Edgar. I have 2 people watching. Edgar's making lots of nice comments. Just me and you, Edgar, I guess. We'll do one more each side. I need to speed up a little bit here. I'll get to talking. I guess this is the Ask Anything hour. Even if you're watching this on the replay, leave me a comment and ask me anything on any topic, and I will reply. So we've actually been home since Friday. We went to the store, actually Thursday night. We went to the store Thursday night and bought a week or 10 days of groceries like we always do. I'm not hoarding. Bought some groceries, and we have not left the house. Church was canceled, and we were supposed to volunteer at church on Sunday, and it was canceled. And it doesn't look like church is going to be starting back up anytime soon. The local health organizations here all the counties have all said to close churches, close schools, close everything. Oh, see, you've got the ball D10s. And you're soaking these stones in water. Okay. That's cool. If you notice, I go right hand when it's going this way, and I go left hand when it goes the other way. I didn't on purpose do that. Just kind of a habit that started. So for now, we just use the paper test. And I started using notebook paper because it's definitely harder to cut than printer paper. Sometimes that printer paper is seems like every batch is a little different, but it's pretty coarse. And I feel like it doesn't always give a good representation of what it is. Now, there was a guy who was using butcher paper to cut with, to show his edge. I have some butcher paper. So you don't spray like that. But if you already have it on here, are you dipping it and putting it back on? Yeah, I'm the same. Just the way I feel. I just go for it. I actually, this ball comes off. And I actually, I got it's right down here underneath my bench. I got this jet, let's see, what is it? It's a jet lathe, and it's not a big lathe, but it's a normal lathe. You could make handles for hammers and axes and stuff. And I think you could buy an extension as well. But I have never fired it up. I need to fire it up. Maybe now's the time this week. I probably need to do more this way so that I polish out my scratches a little bit more. So having this knife mounted up here, only one time have I ever reached in and cut myself. I did it one time, and I have not done it again. Probably a couple years ago now, but it was a bad cut because this is fixed, and I reached in for something, and I guess I learned my lesson because I haven't done it since. Okay. Let's see if we've got a burr. Feels good. Let's give this guy a test. We'll get the notebook paper out. I didn't do a before on it. Well, I think what you have is a pretty good version of the Blitz. So this tip is super sharp. There's still some raggedness in there. Pretty good. I think they'll be happy with that. I think the Blitz. So when I first saw the Blitz and someone left a comment about it, I started looking around and I went to the website right away. And the website just had like, oh, it's coming soon or whatever. It didn't have prices or anything. And then I checked back after I saw another YouTuber who had one, and they had prices out there. And if I'm not mistaken, it's like $300, which I think is about what I paid for this one. I think I paid $360 or $380, and this now is the KO3, and it comes with a bunch more stuff. But it's like $600 or $700 if I'm not mistaken. It's expensive. Let's see what's going to be next. Let's do the other Wusthof real quick. This will be the same angle, so it should be a little quicker on the setup. Yeah, I'm curious about the Blitz as well. Maybe they'll send me one. I don't think I would buy one since I already have this one. Oh, we're on the wrong stone. We're gonna skip the coarsest one. We're gonna go to the 50. I think it's 50-40. See, that flip right there is quicker if you've got the detent. Lately, I've been watching a lot of freehand knife sharpeners, and I do want to upgrade my stones, my freehand stones. I basically just have this combo stone that I use for freehand. There's another one that's in a wooden block that I have. I never use it because I think it's too fine. But it is an Arkansas stone that came with a buck knife. And I don't have the knife. I got the stone in my grandfather's estate back in like 2011. Thanks for hanging out with me here, Edgar. Our apocalyptic quarantine knife sharpening live stream. Did anyone watch the debates last night? I bet the ratings on that were pretty good because there's not much to do right now. Bet the ratings were good. Oh, what does it mean to be a master gardener? Good question. So, several years ago, I started. I've gardened off and on my whole life. We've had tomatoes and peppers, and we got a backyard garden. I have a couple videos on my backyard garden. Nobody ever watches those. I haven't really made very many because it's kind of hard to shoot outside. There's always wind and stuff. But I've been gardening for. I mean, we had a garden growing up. I'm from Kansas, and it's just kind of a thing that you do. And I wanted one with my kids, and so we had a garden before we had kids, and then we have a garden, a bigger garden now. And I'd actually like I just got some wood. I'm gonna expand my garden quite a bit. I need some dirt though. But anyway, what does it mean to be a master gardener? So um, I started looking into it because I just wanted to really get good at peppers and tomatoes. I don't do flowers. And if you drove by my house, you probably would not say, I'm not that old guy who has like the perfect yard yet. Maybe I'm not old enough. I mean, my yard's pretty good, but it's pretty simplistic. The peppers and tomatoes are what I'm interested in. And so I started looking into it, and I just came across several things that were like this by a master gardener and this by a master gardener. And so I looked into the program, and it turns out that my local county has one of the top master gardener programs in the state of Texas. So if you're able to figure out what that is, you can probably figure out what county I'm in. And it's one of the larger ones, and it always wins all the awards. And so I just inquired, and they said, hey, we got a class coming up, fill out the application. And they only take um, like 40 or 50 people a year. And you have to go during the daytime, and I work, and so that was a problem. But I set aside time in 2019. Thankfully, my schedule's pretty flexible, and I just I signed up for the classes. It was like $200 to join, and I signed up for the classes. And what I found out is that it's basically like a program from Texas A&M University. They have an agri-life program, and it's through the county extension offices. So it's an official program that the state sponsors, and Texas A&M provides the education. And I am basically a Texas A&M Extension Services Texas Master Gardener. And more people need to do it because it doesn't mean that you're already a great gardener. It just means that like you want the knowledge. And I did it for the knowledge. And I need to show you guys my book sometime. The Master Gardener book. Man, when I saw that book, that was like, I want this. And you have to be a master gardener to get the book. And the book is local. It's like set for my area, and it's everything: trees, bushes, flowers, soil, water. There's a lot of water conservation that's a part of it, which I have rain barrels, and watering my garden is like a thing that I spend a lot of time and effort on. And so there's a lot of knowledge about that stuff. So basically, it's a knowledge program. It's a class, and it was 70 hours of instruction, which is a lot. 70 hours of instruction, and you get them like 3 or 4 hours at a time. And so it took all of 2019, and you also have to have 70 hours of classroom time, and you have to have 70 hours of volunteer service. And I actually found that the volunteer service was as valuable as the classroom time. I mean, it's like learn it and then do it. It was almost like a lab back in the college days. And so it's a pretty exhausting program. And of our 50 who started, only like 35 graduated. So it was too hard for 15 people, or they had life circumstances that got in the way or whatever. But yeah, look into it for your county. I don't know where you are. What state are you in? And look that up. I recommend that more people do it. It's not expensive. Like, it's not cost prohibitive. It is, a little bit of money, but it's way more money if you were to get that knowledge on your own. If you were to, get a horticulture degree or something. like a little mini horticulture degree. Okay. Mark on that. Let's see how this one is. Oh yeah. Nice. Okay. Done with that. I do want to do a freehand one on the live stream today. I think I'll do freehand now because I have two bigger knives. So I think I'll switch over here. All right, so this is a Hampton forge. I really would like to polish this guy up. Normally I do that before I sharpen it, but it's got some scratches across the blade. We'll do coarse. And I am going to do oil on this one. This little holder I just made out of a little block of wood. I'm just using ballistol. All right, so I'm going to do the push. Yeah, that angle's not too bad to find. Too bad. So this is 1,000 grit over here, and I think that's probably what I'll finish on, unless I maybe try one of these other ones. But here's the fine. That sounds a whole lot better. Okay, I think that's the notebook paper. Pretty good down there on the tip. Let's check the... Pretty good there. So just going through 2 stones, that's quite a bit quicker. All right, let's do the same on this other little kitchen knife here. Trying to connect to the chat over here. I've lost internet. I hope it didn't take down the live stream. I think I can bring up the chat over here. All right, so oh, you're in Northwest Arkansas. Cool. I am actually a board member of a church camp in Northwest Arkansas. I don't know, do you know where, well, I cannot connect to the internet now. Do you know where Lake Bull Shoals is? Bull Shoals. It's on the other side of Table Rock. I stayed on the fine for this one. It'll probably just take a little bit longer. My course is so coarse that I just kind of decided it would cause more damage. Oh, keep dropping my towel. I think it would cause more damage than... There we go. Got the chat back up. So we got a couple likes. Thank you for that. Oh no, did we lose our live stream? Oh no, there it is. Okay. I have no idea where that lake is. Okay, so it's south of Branson, in Arkansas, though. Let's see, what's close to it? North of Harrison, south of Branson. Yellville is the closest city. Yeah, I freehanded on this stone and a couple other stones. I broke my India red stone. I freehanded for a long time. When I was in college, which was years ago, and I've told this story before on here, I actually had a knife sharpening and scissor sharpening little business that I did in college. I went to craft stores and set up a table and just sharpened, mostly freehand, and did scissors and knives, and I fixed sewing machines, and it was kind of something I knew how to do, and made a little money in college on the side, sharpening. Lots of those crafting shears are really high end. It was a little nerve-wracking. I remember sharpening a several $100 pair of scissors. I didn't know that the scissors were that nice until I looked them up later, but they were really expensive scissors. And it was, I was like, man, if I'd have known how much those guys were. I may have been a little more nervous to work on them. All right, this is our last knife of the day. Oh, you live close to the Memphis. Yeah, I got all the time in the world right now, too. I probably need to start looking for a different job until my business can fire back up again. I wonder how many knives I'd have to sharpen a day to replace my income. I need to do the math on that. I don't even know what to charge. Most of these I do for free just because I need them for a video. This is a weird little paring knife. It's got this little shoulder down here at the bottom that is sharpened, so it doesn't really fit on the stone very well. If you look up Yellville, you'll be able to find Lake Bull Shoals. So my family is inside taking a nap, and I thought I would run out here to the garage. Have a little playtime. We don't have cable, and so we're watching Disney Plus, and yeah, I agree. We're watching Disney Plus and YouTube videos, and my daughter actually started a YouTube channel the other day, so I edited a few videos for her. She likes to do crafting stuff, and so far we only have like 1 or 2 videos on her channel, and her videos are doing better than mine. Hey, sharpening freehand is really not too bad. It's kind of just like the tech studios where you just have to kind of jump into it. I didn't know how to use that thing when I first started, and oh yeah, that's way better. Okay, good. I hit a wet spot right there, and it chunked up on me. All right, so I made it through this pile of knives. I have a new pile coming in this evening from a couple neighbors, and so there'll be a few videos. If you're watching this on the replay, then you've heard of Yellville. Yeah, Yellville. Yellville is, I think, the post office that gets mail to the camp that I'm at. I haven't been up there in a year. I usually try to go twice a year, and I coach a basketball team, a high school team, and we've made it to the finals the last couple years in a row. We made it this year too, before everything got canceled. And I was supposed to go up there a couple weeks ago, and I didn't get to, but this is a beautiful area. So I see your comment here. You try to make money sharpening knives. That's the same spot I'm at. I've put it out there several times that, hey, I'll sharpen knives for this much money, and I don't think it's too much money. I mean, I guess so. I did this one the other day, and if I'd have had like these two come in, and then maybe the paring knife, so like these 3, I mean, I think I would have charged like $5 or $10 a blade. And so I had a deal where it was like 5 knives for $25, or 5 knives for $20, I think, something like that. And then pocket knives were like $5 or $10 a piece. You have to sharpen a lot of knives though to make to make a income. I don't know. I don't. What did you charge? I guess if you were watching this on the replay, if you've charged for sharpening knives or if you have paid for sharpening knives, what have you paid? Um, it's a fun little hobby and it makes for a fun YouTube video. Sharpening the knives is fun to me. These are pretty easy to edit, um, and then posting it, just takes a few minutes. I usually just kind of do that of an evening in between my real work, and yeah. Well, I'm gonna sign off here. Please make sure you're subscribed and turn on the notifications because I'm gonna do a video probably every day over the next couple weeks. I guess I'm gonna do daily videos as long as I got stuff to work on. I actually I have a vintage lawnmower that came in, my next door neighbor, and it's an old Craftsman, I think from the 60s or 70s, and it's a push mower. I think they call it it's the one with it doesn't have a motor. You push it and it turns. I forget what it's called, a turbine or something, but it has those blades. I'm gonna have to lap those blades. It's all rusty. I'm gonna have to take it completely apart. That wouldn't make a good live because there's a lot of in-between steps, but I think I'm going to paint it. I need to make a handle for it. That'll be a big project, so maybe I can work on that in between some of the other videos. And yeah, have a great quarantine, everybody. All right, Eagle Run 23. Thanks for watching.